Grow your own perfect Christmas tree.
Hello, welcome to Speak Life. My name is Nate and this is Glen.
Hello.
And this is a prediction video on the John Lewis 2023 Christmas ad.
We at Speak Life are into Christmas commercials, Christmas ads, Christmas videos, which we put out. And we've put out at least one every year for the last 12 years. We've made fun of Santa and we've parodied Scrooge. We've put on a Down syndrome nativity. And we've made a time-traveling rom-com. We viewed Christmas from heaven, from space, and from the Colosseum. We've seen it from the perspective of a Christmas tree, a Christmas present, and a Christmas mouse. We've created animations with dragons, and with snow globes, and with Happy Land figurines. And last year, we saw Christmas coming home, which was you, Nate, as every character in the Nativity.
The Nativity. There it was.
Yeah.
But Glenn, you are, in some ways, a Christmas video expert.
Is that right?
Given
Okay.
that back catalogue, I'm not sure anyone has spent quite as much time as you have in the last 15 years thinking about Christmas videos.
Apart from Adam and Eve, who are the advertising company who I assume are doing John Lewis again.
I would think so. Let's...
I actually know someone who works for Adam and Eve, and like the amount of secrecy around the John Lewis Christmas ad every year is frightening. Like if they ever blab or let anything slip, it's like the end of their career in advertising. So
we'll just play it and then we'll break it down.
okay.
Gran, can I have this?
Grow your own perfect Christmas tree. Fast growing. Okay.
That's it. That's all you're
Hashtag
getting.
traditions grow.
I'm watching it twice.
Okay. You may as well.
Always watch it twice. Yeah, traditions grow.
Okay.
Opening shot. What can you see? Glenn, tell me what you see.
I see a lot of use of smoke machine in there. There's a lot of particles in the atmosphere. I'm thinking we're not in the current year at the moment.
I agree. I'm sort of thinking this is like 80s. I think this is like 1986 maybe.
Okay, yep. And we've, like, the music is kind of like a harpsichord, almost.
Yeah, what pop song do you reckon is being covered?
It's got to be a 1980s pop song that's sung melodiously and kind of sadly by some songstress, probably, eventually. There's some bunting, some sad bunting.
Oh, there is sad bunting. That's a good point. Yeah. Very blue. Cold,
Yes.
almost.
It is cold at the moment.
At the moment.
We'll see how things warm up.
We will.
On the
And,
9th of November.
There's a scruffy little boy. Look at his hair.
Yes.
Unkempt.
Yeah.
And I think, given this opening line, I think they're at some sort of... Is this just a tabletop sale? A
Yeah, right. A
car
church
boot
fete,
sale?
maybe? A church fair?
I think it's outside. Let's have a look. Okay, so Gran. Okay, we've got relationship.
Family.
Grandmother.
There's actually a child in Christmas. Marks and Spencer's, take note. Children might have something to do with Christmas.
They
Just saying.
might.
They might.
And their relationship
And
with
relationship
adults.
might have something to do with Christmas.
So there's Gran.
Can I have this?
Can I have this? Right. So then we get this box. He's found something. Looking again into the background. Again, it's sort of jumble sale-y kind
Yes.
of.
Is that a combi van
Yeah,
with an open door?
maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's saying, I would like you, grandmother, to buy me this.
Yeah. Can I have this? And it's a lovely little twist. In 9 seconds, 10 seconds, they've managed to have a setup and a twist. It's the perfect Christmas tree, and what are you expecting? You're expecting a full-blown spruce, and instead,
You've got to grow your own.
the seed.
Here it is. So he's eager. And then we zoom in.
Mm-hmm. And they've blacked out what's
Yeah.
around it. I wonder if that will remain in the full-grown video.
And then we cut to this, which is, I mean, it's the same boy, isn't it? Because he's got the same size hands. And, he's still wearing that kind of blue jumper.
Mm-hmm.
And then he opens it up. And what's in there? It's a little seed. Just for a second.
Does anyone know what the song's going to be? Like, predict in the comments. What do you think the song's going to be?
Yeah, it's some sort of 80s thing. So,
And don't forget the hashtag as well.
Traditions
grow. Take notes, Marks and Spencers. It's not traditions go in the shredder. And like Take a baseball bat to traditions. There's Christmas. Wear Marks and
Traditions
Spencers.
go or traditions grow. And then if you look at the post that they put it up on their Twitter, they used an emoji. I'm not an emoji fan myself, but look, it's a small sapling.
Sapling growing.
Although it says Christmas begins 9th of November. That isn't true, is it?
But they think it is, because a lot of people think Christmas begins when the John Lewis commercial drops, and this is what Christmas is for people. But I'm loving the possibilities here. I mean, they can only disappoint me from here, basically.
So what are you expecting we're going to see in the Fuller advert?
I'm expecting we're going to have a heartwarming tale of boy and grandma. I'm trying to think of a boy and a grandma story, but...
George's Marvelous Medicine.
Okay.
I think that's a sort of grandparent
story. That's why we have a reformed mythologist just on tap.
Or certainly, I mean, Charlie Bucket, his grandparents, that's his main relationship, so
yes,
it could be into
grandparents, but yeah. Gran, what's happened to Granddad? We don't know. What will happen to Gran? Oh, the sad music.
Do you know what? I think Gran might die. I think because you said you don't think it's current day. It's very possible that this is a boy who, because this tree's got to grow, right? We are going to be so disappointed if this little seed does not grow into a full Christmas tree.
Yes.
The advert's not going to work. That's the reveal at the end. We have to see a family gathered now around the tree, which has grown.
And the boy grows up to become Ed Sheeran, and who knows?
To become a grandparent himself, maybe.
Yes. Or to become a father, giving away a bride, and the tree is somehow inside the church because there's a wedding. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
But the other thing which is interesting and relevant to, and maybe this will come up in the longer version, is that while something's going to die, that seed's going to die. Ooh. Because that's how you grow a plant, is that you bury the seed in the earth. Unless the seed dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it grows up and produces many seeds.
And if anyone goes to a nine lessons and carols service, King's College, Cambridge makes it famous, but it's a kind of an Anglican-y thing goes back to the 19th century. You read 9 lessons from the Bible, and it usually begins with Genesis chapter 3, and the very first title for Jesus in the Bible is this prophecy of what will happen when he comes at Christmas. And what is he called? The seed of the woman will be born into the world. So, very Christmassy.
Very Christmassy. Let's see. I after several years of missteps from John Lewis, last year was a step back in the right direction.
The skateboarding one?
On a skateboard.
Yeah.
They got it. They understood that, this was a real Christmas message.
Yes.
The embrace of the other through the kind of pain and trial of the of the father figure.
So that's interesting to me. So you as a Christian looking at kind of Christmas ads, your default reaction is not, well, it doesn't mention Jesus, and if it doesn't mention Christ, then it's taken the Christ out of Christmas. So what is the test for whether a Christmas ad is good or not good?
Ooh, well, is it in keeping with the tone of Christmas? Does it get what Christmas is about? Rather than, is it trying to restate the historical events of the first Christmas, which we celebrate, or the incarnation of Jesus? Now, almost no ad is going to do that in terms of saying, here's, Jesus being born in Bethlehem as our advertising campaign for Christmas. But they're trying to tell stories which resonate with that same sense of hope in the face of darkness, of the extension of love from one to another, from glad tidings of great joy,
like something about overcoming boundaries. So, at Christmas, the overcoming of heaven and earth, and that boundary and goodwill towards man on whom his favor rests, and in the embrace of humanity, who are just all saying, "O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel." It's the embrace of our frailty and the entering into our darkness, in order that there might be unity and relationship and love and all those great things. Is that kind of is that what Christmas spirit is?
Yeah, and I think the confidence that this is God's world, so that everything that we do is in some way related to Him, and unless we're intentionally pulling against that, our stories are going to reflect something of the gospel story, because it's the hero's journey, the down and the up, and the J curve, the tension and release. It's going to be part of that. And
what's possible here is, like, we don't hold out a lot of hope for Grandma in this. We're not sure that Grandma's going to survive the 90 seconds of the John Lewis commercial. Maybe not even the boy will survive. We don't know. But interestingly, it would be a missed opportunity if the tree is not the final frame of this. So that actually what happens is, for everyone else, it's life first and then death.
Yeah.
But the way I'm picturing it, for this, it's death first for the seed.
Yeah.
And then life.
Yeah.
And that's, if I was you, Adam and Eve, if I was you, John Lewis, that's the way I'd take things.
And the sense that this Christmas tree is a reminder of Grandma, who paid, presumably, for the boy to have it. Can I have this? He's saying, I can't afford to pay for it. Will you pay for it? And then her small act of payment is then going to have, presumably, intergenerational effect.
Let's bring this into conversation with the M&S ad, which we have dissected on this channel. We have put it through the shredder, just as Marks and Spencer's wanted to put Christmas through the shredder. Fascinatingly, the Marks and Spencer's ad was taking everything that we prize in Christmas, the sort of the tokens that we cling to, like board games or like paper hats or charades or whatever, and taking a baseball bat to them and putting them in the shredder, so that it was just, this Christmas, do only what you love.
Yeah.
And what is left at the end of a Marks and Spencer's Christmas in that sense was just the glitter of everything atomized. But there was a flourish to it, and there was a spectacle to it, and there was a chintz to it. And why that ad was just so stupid is that every other ad uses a token as something that we are invested in as a viewer. Whether it's a toy or whether it's the telescope through which you can see the old man on the moon or whatever it is, we invest in a token because it's more than a token. And as we see that develop, the story develops. Whereas Marks and Spencer's wants to shred all tokens. Here we've got one of the most powerful tokens possible, the seed that becomes a tree. But tokens in storytelling are huge, aren't they?
And the concept of a MacGuffin, right? So you've got to look.
Tell us a MacGuffin. What's a MacGuffin?
So a MacGuffin is the Ark of the Covenant in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, it is an object that people are chasing for. You've got to save the object from the bad guys, because the bad guys are going to use the object to kill everyone, or they're going to destroy the object, and so the good guys got to go and rescue the object. So all of the Infinity Saga stuff from the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe films, are a set of MacGuffins, these individual stones, which have incredible power, and in the wrong hands they're going to be used incredibly destructively. And so here we have something with incredible power in this story, which is the focus of this teaser. And weirdly, it's like it's the promise of something more, because it's a seed, which is exactly what the teaser is as well.
Yes, it's genius.
Meta.
It's meta.
This is a seed version of the John
seed
Lewis advert
that's going to come. So marks out of 10 for this teaser.
Oh, it's a 10 out of 10 teaser.
Yeah.
Because I'm desperate to find out what's going to happen to this boy and his grandmother.
We don't hold out much hope for Grandma, but
I mean, it has been criticised already because the boy doesn't say please.
Okay.
So the critical eye of the internet is still working.
I don't think he articulates very well. His elocution lessons are lacking, I would say.
Well,
thankfully we've got subtitles, but
we have. But
Perhaps it's a story arc, you know?
It's just, who knows what's going to, how
He doesn't say
articulate.
please, but he will say thank you.
Oh,
Well,
good.
what do you think will happen? Tell us down below. Tell us what you think the song is, what will happen to Grandma, and how is it going to relate to the Christmas tree? We'd love to hear your thoughts about it. And we'll all be proved wrong on the 9th of November.
See you then.
See you then.